Hey, Intuitive Soul Tribe. Mel, Intuitive Coach here, excited to bring to you today's collective reading where we receive messages from beyond. I'm really excited about this session. We haven't done one of these readings in quite some time. So as I opened up to that energy, there was a lot of messages coming through. So welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, collective, welcome. Messages from your ancestors, your loved ones in spirit, your angels, your guides, your higher self. Chances are, if you are here, there's most likely a message for you today. So we have grandparents, brothers and sisters, love from your parents as well as pets. No surprise that these came up. You see that I've already pulled cards here from a couple of different oracle decks. You can find them as well in the description below. But we're going to start off with loved ones in spirit, or, ancestors, and even your family that is still living, because there was a lot of messages that came through. I actually had to take notes. So I'm going to read to you what's on the cards here, and then I'll dig into the notes that I wrote down. It says you have a special bond with a grandparent that can never be broken. So grandparents. And as I'm tuning into this grandparent energy, I'm being shown a ornament, a Christmas ornament. So perhaps December, Christmas time could be significant. Perhaps it was a grandparent's favorite holiday. Perhaps it was a birthday. Or maybe the ornament is in remembrance of a grandparent. You could have one, or you may have, a handprint of a child's handprint. And I feel like there's generational or ancestral traditions that maybe you have during the holiday season here. So I am getting grandparent coming in for you. You have brothers and sisters to get along with others, see the love and the best within them. There could be some sibling rivalry. Some of you may be going through a few family issues, family dynamics, and you may be thinking, Mel, I do not see the good within them. I feel like this is specifically a message from potentially a parent or even a grandparent who sees this dynamic playing out. Okay, if this is a loved one in spirit, or if things haven't been the best, if someone has been alienated, I do feel like there is a mending happening energetically, meaning you may not see it physically yet, but I do feel like there will be a mending coming together, whatever that may look like for you. It doesn't mean physically actually coming together. It certainly could, but I feel like it's more of a deep healing, and energetically things are starting to mend behind the scenes. So you may be reaching out, connecting, or just feeling a little bit of relief. And for others of you, if you have a brother or sister in spirit, I feel like they are teasing you. I feel like there's a teasing or a joking that only siblings can do. I'm an only child, so I'm not sure, but I'm getting a joking or a back and forth energy. Someone was quite humorous. Someone was very funny, I'm getting here. Maybe even enjoyed stand-up, or maybe they were the class clown. I feel like brothers and sisters is significant here. Next, you have love from your parents. No matter what, your mother and father love you as much as they can. It's important to remember that we have contracted into this lifetime our soul tribe. And sometimes our family dynamics are difficult, are challenging, and we may ask, why on earth would I have chose that family, Mel? If I could choose any family, I'm not sure it would be them. But we choose our soul tribe to grow and to evolve and to heal and to work on boundaries and to work on self-love. So if your story is a little more challenging when it comes to your parents, I feel like it's important to remember that in the grand scheme of things, everything is working out in divine order. For those of you that have a loved parent that's crossed over, I feel like you're going to receive a message. You're going to receive some sort of sign or symbol. And I feel like this is physical. So perhaps that cardinal that lands on the bird feeder and happens to sit there a little bit longer than usual, or it could be a ringing of a bell. You may hear a bell ringing, and I'm getting bells or chimes even. That could be symbolic. Maybe you had a parent that had a little bit of a bell by their bedside, or perhaps they loved wind chimes, but I'm getting the bell or the chimes could be a message from parents. And then we have pets showing up here as well. You love and understand animals. So some of the messages that I wrote down here, especially when it comes to pets, I heard you did the right thing. And I feel like this has to do with possibly putting down a pet or easing some sort of pain, maybe letting a loved one know that it was time to go, that they could go if they wanted. I feel like you did the right thing. So for those of you that may be questioning, did I do the right thing? I feel like you did what was best for the highest good of all, including either a pet or a loved one here. But Spirit wants you to know that yes, you did the right thing. Try not to beat yourself up about something. Try not to sit in some sort of guilt, because I don't feel like that's what your loved ones would want, or your loved pets. I am getting Charlie's kisses. So I'm not sure if Charlie is a pet or Charlie is a brother, a sister, a grandparent, or a parent, but Charlie's kisses. So I feel like that could have many different meanings, of course. And I tried to clarify if I could see if it was like a dog giving kisses to its owner, or if it was like a grandparent giving love on like a little baby Charlie. And I wasn't given the specifics, but all I heard was Charlie's kisses. So please take that as it resonates. I'm hearing a grandparent here. I feel like this is a grandmother saying, don't forget the mince pie. And at first I was like, what on earth is a mince pie? It sounds like a pot pie. Is that where a bunch of meat is, stuck into a pot pie and covered? But I was getting sweet, like sweet and fruit. So perhaps it's different here in the United States than it is elsewhere. It's not something I'm familiar with. So maybe this is a different tradition, or it could be something overseas. Mince pie. So that is showing up here. Maybe a family member used to make that, or it was some sort of tradition. Or maybe it's a food that you prepare for your pet. Again, I have no idea what that means. So I also am hearing congrats, congratulations, you did it. I knew you would. So that tells me that if you have a loved one in spirit, and this is also a message coming in from your higher good, as well as your spiritual team. So it feels like a whole entourage, a whole cheerleading group here, kind of bringing in the house, like bringing in the congratulations. So someone is either graduating, someone is getting married, maybe there's a baby. I feel like there's huge congratulations all around. So that is a message that came through as well. And then I also heard in more of a stern masculine voice. So maybe this is a spouse who's crossed over with the message. I feel like this is someone who may have had structure and order, maybe even would come across as a little bit hard sometimes. And the message I got was, you're too soft on him. You're too soft on him. So perhaps you have a child, or perhaps you let someone get away with more than they should get away with. And I feel like, again, there is a masculine coming through saying you're too soft on him. So perhaps there's a lesson around boundaries or enabling. Maybe it's a lesson in tough love. Perhaps that's the kind of love that he gave when he was, still on earth. And I feel like the message is coming from a place of love, because this individual doesn't want you to get taken advantage of, or doesn't want things to be harder than they have to be. So it feels like some boundaries need to be set in place. Okay. So you're too soft on him is what I heard. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. Well, someone needs to hear that. And then lastly here, I got the message, specifically, I heard Bailey or Brandy. And I heard your dream is slowly unfolding. Trust the process and don't give up. So Bailey or Brandy, of course, if that's not your name, it doesn't mean that the message isn't for you, but specifically for those of you that have that name or even a strong B, okay? Bailey or Brandy, there's a dream that is unfolding. Perhaps it's taken a long time. Perhaps it feels like it's never going to happen. Spirit is saying, don't lose hope, okay? Because it is unfolding here for you. All right, let's take a look at messages from your higher self. Again, your ancestors, whomever this may be coming from, it is something you need to know. Finish what you've started. You've started something important and now it's time to complete it. And you still have time. I mean, this could be something important such as, wrapping presents, wrapping gifts. You have some last minute gifts to wrap and it's important that you get it done so you're not crunched for time. Perhaps this is a project that you've started. I feel like it is important to you, no matter how insignificant it seems to someone else. It is something important, and I feel like it's time to wrap it up. I want to say even in the next 2 weeks, so possibly before the new year. Okay, even though these readings are timeless, I feel like this is happening here for you now. And as I said that, I seen 11:11 on the clock because it almost feels like there's a manifestation of happiness or abundance that shows up once you complete this task, okay? You have practice. The best way to be good at a skill is to practice, practice, practice until you get it right. So because Spirit is showing me the books card here. For some of you, you may be contemplating going back to school. I feel like this is a yes. This is a yes to continue moving forward, learning, being curious, being open to discovery. And the books card also says your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books, or just, education. Some of you could be teachers, spiritual teachers, college professors. You may work in, a traditional setting, or you may be called to teach others. But I feel like it's important that you hone in on some sort of skill or talent first, okay? Now we have exercise. We all love to hear that word, right? Exercise. It says run, walk, swim, or otherwise move your body. This will give you more energy and happiness. And I'm being shown someone in spirit who was overweight, and they may have had some complications due to like cholesterol or blood pressure, diabetes, things of that nature. And I feel like there is a loved one in spirit saying, be mindful of like hereditary. Don't do what I did, or don't allow yourself to not be in the best shape that you can possibly be. So maybe this is something you are starting to integrate into your life come the new year, or perhaps you are someone who is great at exercising. I do feel like that is important for you. And they're really highlighting swimming here as well. So perhaps this is also soaking in like Epsom salt baths, or, sitting in a hot tub. If you are fortunate enough to have a pool, maybe incorporating some of those moving and exercise techniques that you've maybe fell out of this pattern. So I do see a very important message around exercise or moving the body, and even a little bit of cardio if you're safe to do cardio. And then of course, I'm getting the legs and circulation. So something with circulatory issues, maybe someone in the family had like deep, is it called deep bone thrombosis, or maybe blood clots or something of that nature. So circulation in the legs, in the knees, and the feet is significant for you. All right. We have worth waiting for. Something here is worth waiting for, okay? You may be getting impatient, but it says your patience will be rewarded. If it's taken a long time for you to receive an offer, or it's taken a long time for love to come in, I just feel like Spirit is saying don't give up. It will be worth it, because if it is something that is truly part of your soul's path, which you're going to know, if it's something that you want, most likely it is because it's on your heart. It's something that's on your path. So it will be worth waiting for. And I do feel like it's going to show up for you. It may not show up in the form that you think, but I feel like it will show up in the form that you absolutely need. It is for your highest good. All right, we have healer. We have some healers in the house. You have the power to help and heal others. Whether this is through your words, whether it's through your writings, your books, whether you are a teacher, a guide, perhaps you're a massage therapist, whatever it is that you do, I feel like you bring a healing touch to the lives of everyone around you. And perhaps you do use this as a profession. Okay. Some of you could be healers professionally. And for others of you, you are a light worker and you touch the lives of everyone around you. It could be your family, your children. I feel like you are leaving a legacy, and there's something here about healing through addictions. Okay. Yeah. And I have the Heal Away Addictions card showing up here. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desires. Ask Archangel Raphael, he is the Archangel of healing. Ask him to help you heal away some addictions, whether this be your own or this be someone else's. Okay, so healer and addictions is showing up here for you. We have change. The changes that you are going through are positive. Spirit, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? Crown chakra, okay? Pay attention to your ideas as they are messages from the divine sent in answers to your prayers, or sent in answer to your prayers. So there's some change going on, and I feel like the changes have to do with some of your ideas that you have, some of your ideas around your career, around your health, around your wealth. This is coming through directly from spirit with that crown chakra, which is, located above our crown region. And that is where we open up to trust. So that's a big message coming in. And a lot of times we tend to fall into that fear trap or that comparison trap when we're going through change. And we start to think, oh gosh, maybe I should rein back. What if it's not going to be better? What if it's worse? What if? And spirit is saying the best thing that you can do is keep your crown chakra open and trust the process, because when we do not trust, we resist. And I feel like there is something quite beautiful and quite profound coming in, and it's for the positive. Like it says here, you see that this horse, this unicorn, is going through a portal. And whenever I see portals, this is a new beginning. This is a door opening here for you. So if you have some ideas, if you are receiving important information from divine, from spirit, say yes and go walk through that portal without reservations, without fear, without resistance. So trust in the changes that are coming in for you. And then we have hello and goodbye. Someone came into your life just as quick as they left is what I'm getting here. You'll soon see that this change will make things better. So for some of you, maybe this is a long goodbye, okay? Maybe it was, again, someone who kind of came in and out. I feel like this has to do with release. Yeah, release coming in here for you. What else do we have? Throat, okay? And we have cut your cord. So there's a few messages that spirit wants to bring through with this hello and goodbye. It says here, work with Archangel Michael. Now he's the Archangel of protection. Archangel Michael, to let go of what no longer serves you and your purpose. For some of you, if this is not an individual or a person that is kind of going through that revolving door, this could be releasing of a job, right? Hello and goodbye. I feel like you're releasing something or being guided to because it no longer serves your purpose, because there's a hello coming in here for you, something better on the other side. Now you have cut your cords. Ask Archangel Michael. How interesting is that? We have Michael showing up twice here. So you may want to write that down. Maybe someone's name is Mike or Michael as well, or even Michelle. It says here, the angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth with the throat chakra. And then we have cutting your cords. Ask Archangel Michael to clear any old attachments. Maybe that's what you're saying goodbye to, so you can say hello to some new beginnings. clearing any old attachments to fear that stem from past relationships, freeing you from destructive patterns. And that's exactly what I was seeing here is, someone, but again, if it's not someone, it could be something, someone kind of going through that revolving door, which means they keep coming back, or you keep giving them a second chance, or they keep showing up in your life for whatever reason. I feel like it's important to cut the cords. Now, some of you may have heard of cord cutting exercises. Now, I am a fan of unhooking cords, not cutting them, because oftentimes when you cut cords, they can reattach. It's like cutting your grass. It's going to grow, but if you pull the weed, if you pull it out, you get the whole root of it. And that's what I see here is unhooking from a situation. If you're not sure how to do that, connect with a soul coach, a healer, or, look it up online. There's many different ways for you to do some unhooking or cord cutting routines or techniques. So I do see you clearing yourself of any old attachments, releasing, and maybe even being able to speak up. Maybe this is speaking your truth, saying what you need to say, saying your goodbyes. This could also be saying goodbye to a loved one. Perhaps there's a loved one in spirit. Now, of course, in that case, you're not going to unhook, especially if this is a wound that, it's always going to be there. Maybe you've lost a loved one that was very, very important to you. That is something you don't just unhook from and say, okay, they're gone. See you later. It is something, though, that they would want you to move on. They would want you to live your best life and be successful, be abundant, and not be mourning their loss, on a daily. So for those of you that may suffer from depression, or for those of you that are really down in the dumps about a situation that has happened, I do feel the angels are helping you on this healing journey and helping you get through it day by day. Allow yourself the time that you need. So hellos and goodbyes showing up here. Now we have simplicity coming in, Soul Tribe. Put your energy into the basics and let go of excess. Some of you are just trying to simplify your life. How can we do that here, Spirit? What's the message? All right, I feel like this actually, this has to do with the rest of the cards out here. So simplification, this is how. Vegetarian or vegan diet. It doesn't mean that you have to go all out vegan or vegetarian, though some of you, it really could benefit you in a very big way. But I feel like this also has to do with keep your diet simple. Right? Try not to overconsume processed foods. The more ingredients, the worse off you are. Simplify it. The less ingredients, the better. Go for whole foods. Go for fresh, organic fruits and vegetables. They give you that boost of high life force energy, which elevates your spiritual frequency. So keep it simple when it comes to your eating. It doesn't mean that you have to be bland or boring. I feel like the message here is simplifying the ingredient list. So the less ingredients, the better. Now we have power animal. Your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and helping you in this situation. So for some of you, this does have to do with your pets, but I am going to pull a message here from the spirit animals. Whenever I get power animal, I always like to pull a message. Oh, okay. Well, that was quick. You got some messages coming in. What do we need to know to simplify? Learn from the past. You have the elephant here. Learn from the past, because that is going to help simplify your future, your present energy. And then we have rhino, overcoming any obstacles. We have, lastly, nothing is wasted. Okay. So these three in combination says there's something from the past that you're still carrying, that you're still attached to. This could be a resentment. This could be a grudge. It could be comparing. It can be judgments. It can be a pain, a wound, a hurt, a belief. Whatever this is for you, Soul Tribe, you can overcome it. You have the rhino here, which rhinos are, they're powerful. They're ruthless. Whatever they set their sight to, they're going to overcome it. they're going to, trample that right down. And I feel like you have that ability to overcome that obstacle as well. You're going to stampede right over that here because nothing is wasted. Even though some of you are like, why did I waste my time on that? I feel like that could be you criticizing yourself. And maybe that's forgiveness, saying, it's okay that I hung on to something maybe longer than I needed to, but I don't have to anymore. I can't go back and change what I lost, but I can have a new outcome, and it starts with me. It starts today. So I feel like you taking a look at it from that point of view can help you overcome and work on releasing, learning from the past here so you don't have to repeat it. That ultimately can simplify your life. All right, next you have singing and dancing. This is one of my favorites. I absolutely love turning on some Stevie Nicks, Fleetwood Mac, and just jamming out, whether it's cleaning the house, whether it is doing some yoga or just dancing and moving the body. That really simplifies things. It gets you out of your headspace and into your body. And some of you really used to enjoy singing or dancing, but perhaps you haven't in quite some time. It says, express yourself and awaken your psychic senses through the magical power of music and movement. I'm also getting mom and dad love to dance. There's something about mom and dad dancing. Maybe mom was a singer. Someone could have sang in the choir, because I'm getting an old-fashioned black and white photo in my mind's eye. And I feel like someone really had a beautiful, beautiful voice. Maybe it was even dad as well. And maybe someone has some singing talents from a parent, or you remember grandma humming or, singing while she's hanging the clothes. I feel like this also has to do with a message from a family. So sing and dance, move the body, exercise. That's a great way to get in your steps. All right, we have shield yourself. This is actually a very simple act of shielding oneself, protecting one's energy. To protect yourself from harsh or fear-based energies, envision a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. Now, oftentimes when I get into session, I always say a prayer. I always say, Mother, Father, God, Spirit Guides, Angels. I ask that you bring in the white light of protection and healing for the highest good of, and then whoever my client is, or, the collective energy or each astrological sign. So I say my shield of protection through prayer, and then I envision that light coming through. Now, some of you could shield yourself by putting an actual shield of armor in front of you, envisioning this armor. Some of you could even create a special sigil or symbol that represents protection for you. This could be a crystal that you carry with you. And what this does is it just protects your energy from external negative forces that tend to try to penetrate you. And crystals such as onyx, black obsidian, tourmaline, those are really wonderful crystals to work with grounding and protection, especially tourmaline. That also gives you strength and power to stand up for yourself and to say what you need to say. And that may be showing up with the throat chakra. So for those of you that are working on cutting cords, releasing the hello and goodbye energy, black tourmaline could be very beneficial for you to start wearing. Next, we have base chakra. The base chakra here. Choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances, as your words determine your outcome. Why do you think words, spelling? Spelling is spells, because words are magic. Words are powerful. What we tell ourselves becomes our subconscious belief, becomes our reality. It is the lens in which we view the world. So it can start from a very young age, specifically 0 to 7. The base chakra is formed between those ages. So how did your parents speak to you? How did you speak to yourself about your circumstances? How did teachers talk to you at that age? And I feel like it's very important to pay attention, because we don't often realize the inner dialogue that goes on, because we're caught up in it. We're not always that fly on the wall observing. We are just caught up in it. We don't even pay attention because it's subconscious. if you can start to look at how your words create your reality and start to shift them, that will simplify your life, but it will also empower your life. Now, this also has to do with the hips, the legs, the knees, the ankles, and the feet, the base chakra. So for those of you that are needing, a little bit more exercise in the lower limbs, get out there and go walking, go hiking, work out on your biking machine or go for a bike ride. Move the hips, move the legs. That's going to really be beneficial for the base chakra, as well as eating some root vegetables. Okay, such as potatoes or carrots, getting those root vegetables or base vegetables into your diet here. You are a powerful light worker. It is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great divine blessings in service to the world. So you are a light worker, and this is confirmation. And you already know this as well. Spirit, what do we need to know about this message? Okay, I'm actually going to pull from the life purpose deck here, and I'm going to see what some of these offerings you have. Some of you may be wondering, well, Mel, I know that I'm a light worker, but what does that mean? Let's see. Spirit, what do we need to know? Infinite abundance. There's the cornucopia. You're fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. What if Collective doesn't know what their purpose is being a light worker? Can you give us some insight? Teaching. Some of you, it's to teach. I think I said that earlier. You inspire young people to learn. Some of you, this is spiritual teaching. Some of you are, teachers in a traditional sense. So teaching could be a big part of your purpose. What else do we have here? Animals. Working with animals. Working with power animals and totems as well. You understand animals and communicate with them intuitively. Trust your inner guidance as the animals are part of your life's work. We have flowers. Working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. I'm actually seeing a pressed flower in a book, or it could be in a Bible, excuse me, in a Bible, or it feels like pressed flowers are significant in some way. So maybe there's a meaning behind a pressed flower that someone has stored up. That could be from a loved one in spirit. Perhaps it was given to you. Perhaps it was a flower that you found that's meaningful. So pay attention to the flowers. There's some sort of significance around that for those of you that this resonates with. Spirit, what else do we have, please, for the light workers out there? We have books again. This is the third time. So not only do you have books showing up here, that's with that practice energy. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling books. And then we have you connect to your life purpose through your involvement with books. And this can also be learning. You see all the books in the background. This is education. It's knowledge. So learning about something that you're curious about. Maybe some of you are going to write a book. Let's get one more, please, Spirit. One more. We have oracle cards. Some of you are tarot readers, oracle readers, or you may even create your own tarot or oracle deck. It says you are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others. So you could be psychic, you could be intuitive. That's part of your intuitive gifts here. And then lastly, we have speaker. That's that throat chakra that we seen earlier as well. Your life purpose involves your skills of oration. Some of you are public speakers. Some of you are coaches. You may even have a platform such as, on YouTube or TikTok or some social media platform where you're able to express yourself and express your ideas. Maybe it's not through your voice or your throat, although it looks like it could be. It can just be you putting yourself out there and activating that throat chakra. Beautiful. So for those of you that needed a little more insight into the light worker energy, there it is. We have parents coming up again. So twice now, parents. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you heal from any pain associated with your mother and father. Because it almost feels like things were not simple for some of you. Some of you were adopted is what I'm getting. For others of you, dad was a workaholic. Dad was in the farm, or dad was working so much that you didn't get to see him. Some of you, dad wasn't there. For others of you, mom wasn't emotionally available. Someone may have had a mental health disorder. There may have been a trauma or a massive illness that had hit someone very early on. And I just feel like that was challenging, that was difficult, but I do feel like you are working on healing. Like I said earlier, there's some energetic healing behind the scenes that is bringing some mending together here. And right behind it, we have the Raphael Archangel, which is the healing angel. It says the healing angel is with you, supporting your healing work. Whether you are a healer with the light worker energy, whether you are doing this professionally or you are on your own healing journey, call in Archangel Raphael more so. Really connect and work with his energy. Even look for a meditation to connect to Archangel Raphael. You can find a million of them out there, I'm sure. Sit in meditation and call in his energy, because for those of you that really are working through some healing stuff or some healing arts or healing in your career, I feel like this angel wants to come in and really guide and help you, and currently is. Two more here. We have mediumship. You may not realize it. Some of you are strong mediums, meaning you connect just like this reading. You're able to tap in and receive messages. Now, the way that you receive them can be different, right? You may receive messages through animals, animal spirits, meaning that you get messages as you see an eagle flying overhead, or that cardinal that comes to visit is mom or grandma. It can be, you seeing some otters in the lake while you're out kayaking. You know that there's a message for you, and you tune into that energy and figure out what that is. So some of you, your mediumship ability has to do with animals. For others of you, you know when someone is exiting this earthly plane. It's like you have this knowing. Some of you may even have premonitions or dreams, but you do have the natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. Okay, so mediumship, some of you may want to explore more into that if this is resonating with you. And last but not least, we have workshops and seminars. Attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. All right, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Whether you are the student or you are the teacher, we're constantly oscillating between the two. We never stay at the teacher stage. We never stay at the student stage. That's part of this beautiful earthly progression that we have. But some of you are called to be teaching some workshops at this time, or to put your skills out there or enhance them, learn more. There could even be an upcoming seminar, a class, or something you are wanting to learn or educate yourself more on. Trust that what you are receiving is from your guides, right? From your higher self, from your loved ones, because that crown chakra here is open, meaning you are receiving important information from the divine. Trust in what you are receiving. So that is what I have for you, beautiful soul tribe. Hopefully you got a little piece of information that could help you out today. Thank you again so much for tuning in. If you like the message, please give it a thumbs up. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. Thank you again for being here today. Lots of love.